How many pips does British pound US dollar move daily in 2022? Hi, this is Igor from FX Igor YouTube channel, and today, after euro dollar, we will analyze British pound dollar and volatility. The British pound dollar average daily pips volatility in 2022 was 111 pips. The highest daily range was 366 pips, and it was on 16 June 2022. The lowest daily range was only 35 pips in April. If you see the chart just below on this page, you will see that volatility for British pound dollar, as same as for euro dollar, is increased, and maybe in the last quarter we can see very high volatility for this currency pair. The next thing what I want to tell you that we need to monitor for every single currency pair what's happened on the daily level. So we have Asia session with the low volatility, then we go in a European session where the volatility increase and trend is forming, then we have a Euro session consolidation. It's around noon if we watch GMT+1 time, and volatility decrease in that moment, possible breakout. Then we have a US session open when the volatility is the highest, the trend is forming, and the last we have a USS session when we have a consolidation, volatility decrease, trend or range, and we go into Asian session. This is the average day in every single forex trading life. Now, for British pound dollar, we will analyze 24 hours during one day, and we can see that around 16 about 4 o'clock p.m. when we watch GMT+1, it's around Berlin time in Europe, we have the highest volatility. It's normal because in that moment we have an overlap of Euro session and US session, and it's normal that just after the opening range of the US market is finished, we have a strong volatility and strong form of the daily trend. What we need to analyze here is that we have a high volatility between 2 and 4 o'clock p.m. It's normal because in that period we have a lot of news, especially for US dollar, US market. The next thing that we watch, we see that the biggest volatility is during the Thursday. Of course, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are similarly, but the Thursday is a day when we have a strongest volatility, as same as for euro dollar. And the important fact here is that the Monday is the day when the people trade the least, and it's a good for weekly or daily strategy. For weekly strategy is good because you can buy Monday low and sell Monday high during the Tuesday and Wednesday and catch some major trend. And the last volatility for British pound dollar was the biggest during the 2020 when we had COVID-19, and then we had a strong decline in volatility during 2021, and now in 2022 we again see very, very strong volatility. Right now is more than 130 pips, and we will see what will be the last quarter. Now I will just show you, and all this information I will take and try to describe in British pound daily strategy. Right now we are watching British pound US dollar chart, and for example for today, the September 7th, we can see very strange and unusual thing. It's a moment when after the Asia session price didn't touch pivot point area. This happens usually when we have a strong bearish or bullish trend. In this case we have a strong bearish trend, and right now price is trying to go more down. However, in a lot of cases we can see that price around the noon, for example, when it's some kind of no strong trend period, we can see that price try one push again to the pivot point area, and then start to use the overall trend and continue to go down, or maybe try to continue up in 20, 30, 40% of the cases. However, what we want to show with this is that British pound dollar has a lot of similarity with euro dollar when you talk about volatility, about days and everything. But there is one characteristic that's very important, especially for day traders. British pound dollar has clear trends, very, very clear trends, maybe better trends than euro dollar. What I want to tell you, for example, is sometimes when they have a trend, euro dollar will have a 50 to 60 pips and British pound will have maybe 100, 150 pips in the same direction. And for traders that like trends, and for day traders, British pound dollar is usually a better option than euro dollar, because euro dollar is better maybe for swing traders for several days, because there is a lot of sideway markets. But British pound dollar is good for a few hours trades if you like that kind of trading. So I will show just now a few examples. Let me start with some example here. First, we're watching right now month April, and there is a first example of April 20, for example. April 20, we have, for example, push to the bullish side. We had a Asia session, pulled back, then slightly bullish trend during the Asia session, and then on the end of the Asia session, we had a bearish trend. We went into pivot point area. This is the blue rectangle. For people who are watching this for the first time, just want to say the blue rectangle is a pivot point area. The middle of this blue rectangle is a pivot point, and the high of this rectangle is calculating based on the volatility of the previous day. If you have a wider rectangle, that means that the yesterday was more volatility day, and this is the simple thing. The red line represents the highest high and lowest low, difference divided with 2 using the previous day, and using this two price levels, we analyze the right timings and trends for trading. And right now you can see that there is some kind of need of every currency pair to touch the pivot point area during the day, usually in the period of the opening range, and after that to go up or down based either of overall trend, based of news, based of market, we don't know. However, you can see right now that there is a bullish push. We go to the pivot point area, and as you can see, after the opening range, euro opening range, we have a bullish trend that we just show a little bit more, and you can see the whole day we had a bullish day. Like I said in the previous video, I will repeat here again, not we just know the timing, because we know that around the 16 hours afternoon after US opening range, and after 9 o'clock after euro session opening range, we have the forming of the trends. We know another information. We know what is the average volatility per day. For example, if average volatility is 120 pips, and during the day you saw that there was 60 pips range from the highest high and lowest low, you know at that moment that there is this room for another 60 pips. And that information you need to use as a trader. So volatility is important. Use that information in trading. And we are watching some other days, what's happened here, and what is the, for example, April 22. The just example that I talk about today, we have on April 22. So we want to see the bearish trend, and as you can see, it's just some kind of range just below pivot point range area, and then strong push. But you can see where is that push. That push is around 8 o'clock. It's I suppose some important news on that day, and then we have a strong bearish trend after that during the whole opening range period in the euro session. It's between at 10 o'clock GMT plus 1 up to noon GMT plus 1. So you see that strong bearish trend on April 22. So we're watching more and more, and the situation is very, very similar. So again, we had April 26 overall trend is bearish. We had some kind of touch of the pivot point area, and again strong bearish trend, and we are going more and more deep in this bearish period for British pound dollar. So another example, April 28, the same story. We have a range during the Asia session, then we have a one push higher during the opening range, and just when opening range is finished, we have another bearish trend during the Euro session. And this is the something very interesting and good for traders. So I will repeat again, the same rules for British pound dollar and the euro dollar. Everything is the same, only that British pound dollar is more attractive when we talk about trends. You need to use two information. One information is respect the opening range period, usually between 10 and the noon GMT +1 for Euro session, and few hours after 16 o'clock GMT +1 in the US session. It's after US session market opening range is finished, and this is the two moments we have a strong trends, and use the number of pips for daily volatility. If you know, there is a 120 pips average daily volatility for British pound dollar in that moment, and you see, like I said, 60 pips. You know that there is a 60 pips room, and use that information if you are a day trader. So this is all. The next currency pair that we will analyze will be US dollar Japanese yen. So please watch another video very similar to this one, but maybe few tips that you can hear and improve your trading. I wish you a great day, and bye bye.